Good morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to our new aromatherapy group. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Sorry. Am I audible? Everybody can hear?
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear you.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, we are very delighted to welcome Manish Ji, who is the expert and advisor for us to go through in aromatherapy, essential oils, and how we can integrate this into our self-care. So, Manish Ji, without taking much time, we have a lot of questions about the 6-week program as well as essential oils and aromatherapy itself. I very briefly, I think, introduced aroma into our neurobics, but I think we are very much interested to take it forward as a therapeutic, and into the self-care. So look forward to hearing more from you. And without taking much time, I'll give it to you to please start.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, but it's echo.
Not very clear. Not very clear.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Figuring out.
Because
Is it better now?
Manishi, you have two devices on. So if you put the volume completely low on the other one, switch off the volume on the other device, and then we can focus on one.
Is this okay?
Yeah,
Is it better now?
yeah, it's better
It's
now.
fine.
Okay. So, hi, namaste. Can you guys see me? Because I'm basically I'm not hold on the session, so it's mostly an interactive session. Hello.
We can hear you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I would like to say hello and greetings and namaste to everybody who's logged in. And so I'll just try to give you the basic brief and a sense of what aroma is, how we perceive aroma. Uh, is everything okay?
Yeah.
So, when we talk about aroma, what does everybody think of aroma is very varied. Somebody would think we're talking about the essential oil. Somebody would think we are talking about, say, um, food or coffee or fresh fruits. So, what I'm trying to showcase here is basically something uh, that whatever that we see or perceive or hear is kind of every day we are exposed to aroma in very different ways. Is everybody with me? Can they, everything, voice is okay?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. So, one basic disclaimer that I would like to say before I start this is uh, essential oils, aroma don't really cure chronic pains and are not replacement to medical treatment. We have used and we will use aroma as an alternative therapy like acupuncture or alternate therapies. But you need to continue with your pain medication and always be under the recommendation of the doctor. Uh, and advise that if whenever you want to try any aroma oil, you need to just do a small test on yourself before you do it and check a medical history if you have any allergies according to that. So that's about the basic thing. So what my take on aroma is very varied. When we say aroma or aromatherapy, we normally think from the point of view of extractions which is derived from the flowers. Just a moment. Yeah. So I think so. Has in normal daily, we are exposed to a lot of variety of things. Essential oil is basically an extract which is derived from flowers and plants. It has each plant is nature has given a very distinctive property that is to protect the plant, to also to help it give out messages in terms of any attack on the plants. And some of these health properties and properties of these plants are extracted through essential oils. Is everything okay? Are you everybody getting it?
Yes, we can. We can hear you clearly.
Hello, sorry. Can I just ask, is the program not being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So essential oil have active ingredients which help us in getting positive health benefits on skin, on personal, in real time. um, Essential oils may not be able to cure diseases like Alzheimer's or acute pains or cancer, but on personal level, I've experienced that it helps us soothe the agitated mind. If anybody has tried the essential oils or aromatherapy in a different way, or have had experiences, would know what I'm talking about. One of the very basic things that we would are experiences of how an good odor would work on us is when we hold a young child, or we smell a beautiful rose, or see someone passing by wearing a nice perfume. It gives us an elated emotion. Um, the the whole idea of essential oil is basically these are hydrophobic liquids which are very volatile in nature. That is why they're normally in form of an oil, and they are hydrophobic. So they are very, very volatile. Do not mix with water. That is why you would see them in perfumes mixed with alcohol, or as oil. Is till this part, is everybody getting what I'm trying to say, or getting the drift what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. So coming to the basic philosophy of what we are trying to say over here is all the things that we come across in our daily life, the food, the substances that we eat or consume on a daily basis, they all have some kind of a frequency. Now, in terms of an old story that I'm trying to say, in each religion, each area has its own stories of how aroma or oils or have benefited individual, or have some folklore about it. That's for another day. But one of the famous stories is when Christ was born, and the high priest visited Mother Mary, and they gifted the child with a combination of essential oil made of myrrh and frankincense. And if you look at all the Abrahamic religion, they all have a very high value or high usage of frankincense. Is the word frankincense okay? Did you get what I said?
No.
No, I didn't understand. No, I didn't.
Okay. So frankincense is, I'll show you what.
What's that?
So that's frankincense.
Can't see it.
That's better.
Okay.
This is okay?
Yeah.
Or do I show it on a different camera?
Hold on. Show it again.
Okay,
Yeah.
just I will try to
Let's show
change.
it on the other camera then.
So no, I will remove the background effect. Just hold on. Okay.
Sorry, in Gujarati or Hindi, what is frankincense? You know, what do we call it in Hindi?
Is this okay? Can you see it now?
No.
Okay, that's tricky. Frankincense is in Hindi, or is called lobhan. Has-
Loban, which
It's
you
like
use
Google.
for oven.
It's
It's
Salai
like-
Google, basically.
It's
Salai
like-
Google.
It's an extract from a tree, like a sap, like you get gum.
Resin, it is basically. It's extracted from a tree.
Did everybody understood what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
What tree is it from?
See, there are variety of trees, but each tree would has a natural, like a neem would give out neem extract, a gum tree would give out gum, frankincense, Google are trees which are variety of pines and deodar. Uh, the exact work for tree from the family is Bersercaceae or Boswellia. It's a raisin, also known as oblinan. I think so. I will. What I'm trying to say here is myrrh. Do you know myrrh or Google? If majority of us are Indians, they would know that whenever we are doing some kind of a prayer or a religious ceremony, we would burn Google. It's like
Kapur.
a gum.
You
A
mean kapur?
Kapur is also an extract from a tree, so very
Yeah.
similar. It's slightly woodish in smell. Has anybody been to uh, uh, an Islamic religious place or a Jewish religious place?
Like
Or
a udi, like a udi. That's what they put in the
That's
thing.
called oud.
Oud,
yeah,
yeah. They put that in that. It gives a smoke and
Oud is another variety.
Is it
Yeah.
Lubhan? Lubhan. They call it Lubhan. Some
Loban
call
as
it
well, huh?
Google.
Yeah.
Google. It's
Google.
really nice aroma of that.
It gives a lovely smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google. Some call it Lubhan.
So it's a different variety, but you're getting the sense of what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
One of the varieties basically is
Yeah.
gund, which we use in our katlu and stuff as well. That is a raisin, and that's we call that Frankenstein as well. It's gund.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm trying to say over here is basically with all the old religions, all the old alchemists in the olden ages, or apothecary, the people who used to be doctors in the old times, they used to use these natural extracts from plants and trees, and the most commonly used through the years has been frankincense, myrrh, Google, uh, and the oud that we were mentioning. They have extraordinary medicinal quality. So, what is the reason whenever we perceive the world around us, whenever we perceive the things around us, it is we are influenced by the five senses. We perceive the world by our five senses: what we see, what we hear, what we taste, and what we smell. And before we even see something, if a good food is being cooked, we can smell it and we can feel the salivation happening in our mouth if we expecting good food to come on our table. As majority of you are ladies who are listening to this, you would understand what I'm relating to. When you're making good food, before it even presented, people know, oh, you're cooking dal or you're cooking such and such thing, and the kids get excited about it. Or even let's say at times not so excited about it. So the smell before the image comes to mind influences what's happening on your emotional and on your physical level. When we are feeling something, when we are feeling, say, a hard substance or a soft substance, it is also deriving us some kind of, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it is has a soft feeling to it, or like a silk. So we perceive the world with our senses. And one of the strongest senses that, of course, eyesight is the strongest one. But if people who do not even have vision, they perceive the world with other senses like smell and what they hear and what they taste, or what they touch. So sense of smell and taste are closely related. We have all gone through 3 years of turmoil at the time of COVID, and whoever had COVID had, some of us also suffered, or some of you must have heard.
Lots of smell.
What did it say? The device. Is there a voice problem? Do you want me to speak louder?
તારું ડાચું નથી દેખાતું.
You want me to speak louder?
No, no.
Excuse me, ladies, don't. This is the first session. Let him explain, then question. Every time you question, what's happening is we are disrupting his thoughts. Listen to him today, I think. It would be better if we listen and digest, and then next time question. Yeah, please.
Today, what I'm trying to say, I want to give you a sense of what aromatherapy is. So if you're able to understand the sense, or we are able to understand how it works, we will be able to use the aromatherapy to the more benefit. I don't want to say something like it's written there, or I'm trying to give you a sense of, in very simple terms, how through the centuries, people have used different aromas, different oils for health benefit. And how does it work? The science of how does it work in simple terms, in that is relatable.
True, carry on. You carry on. I think it's good that way. People who don't know about aromatherapy, they need to learn what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is, suppose what I was trying to say over here is that when we had people who through during the time of COVID, why aromatherapy became, to me, it became an important part of alternate healing that I started practicing and advocating and making people understand more, is that I just want to have a feel understanding from you guys who are listening, that did everybody or did hear about people losing taste and smell around the COVID time? Like, did you know that there are people who lost taste and smell around the COVID time?
Yes, they had lost sense of smell and taste and everything.
So what happened here? See, I'm trying to relate the most nearest incident that you're able to relate to the smell and taste. So people who lost taste and smell is because when the COVID virus impacted in our mouth, it destroyed the olfactory nerves. Olfactory nerves are basically nerves in our mouth which basically perceive the taste and smell. So they are closely related senses in our body. Hello? Is there a question coming up?
No, just carry on. Somebody talking behind. It's fine.
Okay. So is everybody with me? Are they understanding what I'm trying to say?
So far, yes.
Okay. So the olfactory nerves, I was able to work with a few friends of mine who lost in taste and smell, and we tried to work on how to revive these taste and smell. So the science about taste and smell is basically very simple, that whatever that we taste or whatever that we smell is drawn to a memory. So when people who lost taste and smell, they basically, their memory and their taste, they got warped because of the nerve ending being damaged. So the memory cell receptors, when they were eating something, they were giving a different memory. So people could not understand that I'm getting very chalky flavor, or I'm not getting taste, or not getting smell. And slowly it recovered because we relearned the taste and smell. So one of the methods that was used was also aromatherapy. So what my science or by is drawn to a very basic concept of frequency. So I'm coming to the basic science of how aromatherapy would work and how it can benefit. We all are made of some kind of energy. The whole cell structure, the muscle, the body mass, at a level of an atom, at a level of a plant, or a tree, or substance that you are touching, maybe the table or the chair. they all are held together in some sort of frequency. So there was this gentleman name of Bruce Tonio. In 1992, he found a method of finding the frequency of each and every things that we hear about. How a normal genius brain frequency is at, how a normal heart frequency is, how a thymus gland frequency is, how the lungs frequency is. So in order to make you understand is that a human body, are you listening? Everything okay?
Yeah, we are.
We are listening, yes.
So the principle of essential oil work on the human body because a normal human body has frequency is between 62 megahertz to 78 megahertz. You might be wondering why I'm telling you these numbers. In very simple terms, that there is an average bandwidth of a healthy human body. If the bandwidth drops below 60, then the body is termed as sick or not doing well. A cancer patient will have a megahertz of 42 to 48. But people who are about to die or almost on deathbed, their frequency drops below 25. What frequency each thing that we eat, like an organic vegetable or honey or coffee, they all have frequencies, whatever that we are touching. One of the most beautiful thing the nature has given us is nature's own backyard, is these essential oils that can be extracted from these plants. And the thing which has the highest frequency is a rose essential oil. Its frequency is 332 megahertz. So I'm repeating again, somebody wrote again, what's the normal frequency? Normal frequency of a human body is between 62 to 78 megahertz. When we absorb or when we eat fruits and vegetables of higher frequency, it will make our body healthy. I will give you another reason. Have you noticed that sometimes when we eat food made by our mother, or we used to have food made by our loved ones, we find it very tasty and very refreshing. So it's not just a combination of the food of a particular frequency. It is also the combination of your own emotions. So there is when somebody is writing that, how can you measure it? So there are certain measurements that are being done by the scientist, which helps us in evaluating our. So I'll give you a basic understanding of how these different fruits and vegetables work. Like a processed food has no, or canned food has no frequency. So it is basically in what in a Hindi language what we say, energy neutral or sambhav. So tamasic, sattvic, understand the difference, positive energy and negative energy. So they're just the frequencies that we're talking about. Whatever our scriptures used to say or written is being now verified by scientists in frequency. So the aroma also helps us in elevating our frequencies. So going back to the story of Jesus Christ when he was born, when myrrh was given or frankincense was given to the child, is because they wanted the child to have a higher frequency and to be healthy. So there are different methodology how it will work. So it is like what Nikola Tesla had said, if we want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy. vibrations, and frequency. So the same thing that I'm trying to say over here is that with our senses of sight, sound, and taste, we are able to perceive the things around us, and each sound has a frequency. When we listen to music on, say, a classical one, that has got a more soothing energy, a higher energy, will always make you feel elated. Will And when you listen to a cacophony or noises which are disturbing in nature, will always degrade your frequency. So everything that we are touching, hearing, feeling has energy. So one of the aspects that we are trying to touch in the conversation that we'll have in the next few days is the essential oils. So just to give you, a dried herb has a frequency of 12 to 22 hertz. An essential oil have energies of 52 hertz to 322 hertz. One of the most is this part understood by everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So when I'm coming to, when we look at people who have high energy or high frequency people, you will find them charismatic. They'll be extremely attractive, or they'll have a very powerful aura. They'll be very positive in nature. They'll be glowing and radiating. They will be people that you will walking down the street and you look at them and you get attracted to them. They'll be intuitive. They'll be emotionally charged. They will be self-aware. They will be more emotionally balanced. They'll be more confident. They'll have a lifestyle which is a little more disciplined than a regular lifestyle. If you look at these frequency of these people, they'll be at a higher, resonating at a higher level. Then there are other type of people that we would meet on a daily basis, or we come across on a daily basis, who are not doing so well, will have a very lackluster on their face, or weak in terms of when they are saying something. They have low vibration. They listen to a lot of negative news, or would be mostly complaining or drawing drama to them, or do not take the responsibility, or lack empathy, have empathy, lack self-discipline, lack emotional control. Now, what we are trying to talk about here is frequency is exhibited in our behavior, how we interact with us, our own self, how we interact with the people and the world around us. Now, I want to stop here and pause and open to the idea. Did everybody understand what I was trying to explain?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So does anybody have a question in regards to the frequency part, or what I was trying to explain over here? Okay, all okay? Like, yes, no, maybe. Okay, let me see what somebody's trying to message.
So how do you find your own frequency?
Your own frequency. Okay. So in a very simple terms, for us it's not very practical to go to the institute and get our frequency tested by them. So it's a 10-year technology. The frequency monitor system is a very sophisticated sensor, very sensitive. But in very simple terms, what I was trying to say of a high energy or high frequency person is exhibited in how he interacts with the world. So when we are low in mood, we'll be irritable. When we are having pain, we'll be having low energy. When we are having, say, had a quarrel or had a heated argument with somebody, we'll have negative or low frequency. So whatever emotions, physical, electromagnetic, or psychological, are all can be found in terms of frequency, and the frequency also impacts us when we are around somebody.
Okay, thanks.
Did that explain something?
Yeah. So are you saying that depending on your frequency, you would connect with a particular oil, aromatherapy oil, which has similar frequency?
Okay, so till now I'm only talking about explaining you about frequency. I'm not relating anything to aroma oil right now.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is basically when we get, okay, very simply, say when we get up in the morning, there are days when we are feeling very, very energetic, and we go and hold a cup of coffee. The aroma elates us, and we have a sip, and we get a boost of energy. Or we meet a good friend, or we get a good news, and the whole day we are moving in that high energy whole day around. And suppose the reverse thing happens, we get out of the bed, we twist our ankle, or we hurt ourselves, and or we get a sad news, or we get into an argument with somebody, or a road rage while driving to work. We feel drained out.
Yeah.
So we are able to change the world if we are able to understand ourselves better. This needs to be understood before we move ahead, because what happens is, what I'm trying to tell you is not something that is not been told to you before. What I'm trying to give you a perspective is that it is as simple as your own body responses is according to the energy it is vibrating at. Like if we are now, if aroma is a method, one of the methods, there are other methods. Like I'll give you, okay, let me give you another way. High quality foods which can make us rise in our energy. Besides the aroma, there are food also that you can consume. If we have a sun-dried or cold fresh juice, high in energy, fresh, elating, sprouts, hazelnuts, dried flowers. Is there, everybody can hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So dry fruits, if infused with water for some time, regain their water retention, also have the same frequency when they were fresh. That is why in olden time people were recommended to have consume dry fruits after soaking in water. The frequency rises. Sprouts have high frequency. Legumes or dal that we consume on a daily basis have high frequencies. Herbs, oregano has high frequencies. To an extent, some of the pickles have high frequencies. Yogurt does not have high frequency, it's neutral frequency, where curd has high frequency. So then you have fruits with medium frequencies, would be lightly cooked vegetables, cold pressed oils, honey, cocoa, um, sugarcane, wine is mild energy. Then we have the low energy. What we say low energy are basically food after taking will either not add energy to you or deplete energy. So, which would be processed foods, deep fried foods, white breads, cheese, pizza, eggs which are not farm fresh. So, whatever that we've been hearing or talked about in the past by our literature, by the old scriptures, was always about sattvic food, tamasic food, positive energy, negative energy foods. Now, they have been tested by this method that these foods will add energy to you or reduce energy or take away energy from you. Is that understood?
Yeah.
So one of the things which will deplete the energy dramatically now are the worst kind foods would be genetically modified food, processed foods, frozen foods, which are deep or canned fruits, which have added artificial colors. They will basically take away your own energy. Once you take in your body or they come in contact with them, they will take away the energy what you're resonating at. So people who consume a lot of these low energy foods or negative energy foods, they will, after a long usage, will start feeling less energetic or irritable. Let's put it this way. So one of the best methods to consume or to have the nature's bountiful of energy available is in the in the raw form. Well, frozen food, when I'm trying to tell you this, if it's a vegetable, freshly cut, will lose less. But if it's meat, then it will have very low or very negative frequency. Anything in the fruit, okay, in very simple terms, the highest level of energy is always in form of fruits and vegetables. The more we consume fruits and vegetables, we'll be high, resonating in high frequency. We'll have a subtle mind. We'll be more composed, and we'll be able to interact with the interior of our own body and exterior of the world surroundings in a better frame of mind. Oh, yeah, somebody wrote sattvic food. Yes, correct. That's one of the terms used in the scriptures before. Is that understood?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So when we are cooking, also there is a sense of smell. What are you adding? Like when you're adding, say, a cow's milk, ghee or purified butter, then it is adding to the nutritional value plus the higher frequency. But if you overcooked it, the color of the vegetable will change, then the frequency level will start to drop. The only thing that does not lose its, or rather put it reverse, it increases in value of frequency is potatoes and wheat. When we cook potatoes and wheat, or we steam them, or we boil them, or when we cook them, they increase in their frequency. So one of the top picks of the vegetables that you can add to your diet is a kale or sprouts, broccoli, wheatgrass, beetroot, variety of fruits and vegetables, akasai, goji berries, papaya, kiwi fruit. These are all the fruits that you've heard. So I don't need to expand about it, because you ladies would know more than I would know in terms of the names and variety. What I'm trying to tell you here is basically the fruits and vegetables are the priority that needs to be taken. The things that need to be avoided are the junk food and the meats and processed foods. Now, something that elates us in terms of smell. Very interesting, something that we come across every day is coffee. Now, coffee would elate us when we are smelling it. But the moment it goes into our body, it does little more damage than it does good. It will give you a rush of energy because it will take away your sleep cycle, but it is not in long term not very effective. But it does boost your energy levels. So you can have a variety. So this is a very different chapter than in food that we'll enter into. So what I will come to the reason of the essential oils. Before that, I proceed. Does anybody has any questions about the frequency that we talked about or the energy levels that we talked about? Hello.
Hello. Why does frozen food have low frequency?
Okay. In very simple terms, let me explain you in the most simplest method. When you are connected to when a fruit or a vegetable or a meat, when I say meat, like let's say a mass of flesh is attached to a live animal, it has energy which is resounding at a higher level. The moment it is cut or plugged out, when I'm relating all of them in a very simpler way. When it is cut, the moment fruits are cut from the plant, the vegetables are plucked from the plants, or the meat is the animals is slaughtered and taken out. It starts to lose energy at every moment passing by. The longer it is in out of the living area, or when it was alive, it continuously is losing its frequency. And frozen food, you do not know how long they've been in that state.
Oh, okay, fine. It's not connected to the parent, to a live parent. Yes, I understand. To the plant, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, when I say fresh juice, and when I not say juice from a box, you understand the difference. When it is plucked out of fresh fruit, it has the highest energy level. If you keep it stagnated for a long time, it'll energy level. I'm not saying that it does not have energy. The energy would be less. It depends on how long it has been in that state.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fine. I understand. Yes.
Can I just ask you, here in the UK, a lot of the frozen veg, it says it's frozen within, say, 2 hours of them being picked. For example, peas, right? They're frozen within 2 hours. So
Correct.
at point, so does that make any difference? Because
Yes, certainly. See, that these things have started being written by things like it's not a GMO product, it's organic product, it's freshly plugged, 2 hours of life. So these are things that people or corporates are getting aware that they make a difference in human life. That is why they've started adding these words. So if you can find something which has got a fresher timeline, you're always more benefited.
okay.
So, in a very simple terms, how okay, and I'll give a very different perspective. When we have curd at home, and then you have yogurt, does anybody know the difference?
Added sugar.
Curd and
Sugar
yogurt.
is added.
No,
Sugar is added.
curd is drained out water, and the yogurt is with water.
Okay.
The
In order to make a longer shelf life, the curd has live bacteria. It is constantly curdling. That is why if it at home you make curd, after a few days it starts to it becomes like it's soiled, or it gets sour.
it gets more sour.
Yeah. So when we look at something like a yogurt, it stays like that for long, because it then the live bacteria has been frozen. There are no live bacteria in the yogurt then. It is curd converted to yogurt, does not have live bacteria. So the benefits of yogurt are far less than a curd in terms of frequency level. I'm not talking about calcium. I'm not talking about magnesium in it or the milk production in it. I'm only talking about the frequency level benefiting us on a emotional level or physiological level.
Yes, but in UK we get yogurts. It says with live culture, so that's saying with live bacteria in UK.
Yeah, so that's one of the better ones. So that is why the people have realized that you need to have that, or a probiotic. You must have heard doctors giving you probiotic now.
Yes.
Now there's the
Yes.
same. Or you when you so that's basically you understood that lactic acid bacteria is the basic difference. So the higher number of lactic acid bacteria, you'll have more benefits. In emotional sense, when we are in a negative frame of mind or a negative thought, our body frequency drops by 12 hertz. We are angry, our body frequency will drop by 15 hertz. Have you noticed this? That moment we are angry, we are agitated, we shout on somebody or have a fight, our body will feel weak. And we get a good news, we hug somebody and we get a good compliment and we feel a little more energetic. Did anybody notice this difference? Some feedback?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that when we are doing prayers, when we are say in a form of a gratitude, and we are thankful for to thee, our body frequency rises by 15 hertz. When we have positive thoughts, when we hug somebody, our frequency will rise by 10 hertz. So when people say that you need, olden times you must have seen people giving hugs or an embrace when they used to meet family members, or when a meal was being consumed, used to be there'll be small prayer and a gratitude to the Almighty for whatever food has been, and it was no emotions were elated that whatever been served, you are thankful to what is being served instead of complaining what is being served. Is that part understood? Has it in a very subtle way we almost have realized this or felt this in some or the other way in our lives, or read it in a lot of scriptures? Why it is advocated by different religions across the globe on being in gratitude or being in no forgiveness, basic high emotions, because they actually your resonation of your frequency changes. So coming to the coming to the final thing that we all started with. So only essential oil that I will talk about today is the rose essential oil, and is because it's in all the nature that has given us rose essential oils as the highest vibrational frequency of 320 megahertz. It is also the most expensive oil. To make a 5 ml of oil, you'll need 10,000 roses. 5 ml. This bottle that you see in front of me is 10 ml. Half of this will need or you still need 20,000 roses. So rose essential oil is not just good for your skin, it is good for elevating mood, hormonal balances, inducing love and affection. Most important thing that it will elevate is your own anxiety, the feeling of love, the feeling of higher emotions. If you apply it on your particular glands that in a particular form, it will elevate your own emotions, especially this area, under the neck, lower, and under the armpits. These are where the endocrine glands are, and it will get carried away topically to and affect your own body and emotional state in a very positive way. So we'll have other classes following up with different topics. If you have any questions that you want to ask, I don't know how much time you've got. I'm open to it.
Just one question, Manish, and it's been asked over and over by many. When we go for the 6-week session, what is expected from us? I mean, how many hours? I know you are going to very kindly share your 1 hour once a week, every Tuesday, 10:30. But then when we start to practice on what is expected, that, on what kind of personal work we got to do with this, any idea that how we'll progress during the 6 weeks with you, developing our own practice?
Okay, so in a very simple way, my idea of aroma is that if people understand the power of whatever is being offered to you by nature, in simpler terms, we can approach it and learn from it on a daily basis. So I will pick up topic like exoskeleton muscular pains. Now, what are these pains and how by using different oils, we can get relief from it in terms of anxiety level, in terms of pain level, in terms of our own emotional outburst. So you can learn from it, you can understand it and apply it on a daily lives, and also help and benefit the people around you. So in a very simple way, it's basically I'm sharing what I know, what I've learned, what I've experienced, and everybody to also share their own experiences if they've had any in a particular way, or they want to know more, or they've and say, see, it's more like an interactive session. I have not created a curriculum which is based on a format that I want to impart education. My idea is to awareness. That is why the topic name is incense with the aroma.
So can I just clarify then, from what I've understood correctly today, is when you apply this oil, because it's high frequency, it will
Correct.
raise the frequency of the cells in your body that are vibrating at a low frequency because of illness, disease, whatever. And that is how the healing works. Is that correct?
Fantastic. Spot on. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because we use lavender.
In one sentence.
Because we use lavender oil for sleeping. They say it's good for sleep. So, but I didn't know the process of how it works. So now I understand that better. Thank you.
So see, that's what I said, that we all have experienced it in some or the other way. I'm talking about very simple thing like eating a fruit in the morning, having a fresh juice. So aroma does not just mean essential oil. That is why I'm talking about aroma on a broader spectrum, and essential oil is one of the things.
Honestly, am I right that if you do apply these oils, any one of them, so for example, you were talking about rose, you don't apply directly, right? You have to mix it with something else.
Okay, so essential oils normally would come with different frequencies. Like I'll show you what I have over here is a rose essential oil. Now this rose essential oil is the diluted one. So I can apply on I can take it, take a small dab of it, what you see, apply it on my skin and apply it on the neck and see how it happens, because each oil has a combination of a carrier oil and also combination of certain chemicals if it is not of a high grade. So first you need to try it on a topically on a very small part of your skin, see everything is okay, and then apply it more.
Okay.
The non tangible on when it's not in contact with your body is to use it as a in a diffuser or in a candle.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not a great fan of candle. I'll talk about it on some other day. Why I'm not a great fan of candles.
What about vaporizers? You know, we can buy these vaporizers where you put the essential oil in there and you put a night light. Is that good or not?
So vaporizers are good because they are it's emitting high. It's hydrating your body and the environment. It's also emitting good essence of smell. What really matters is the next few chapters that we'll talk about. I'll explain more about individual oils, benefits, how to use them. Suppose you're feeling pain, or you're feeling agitated, or you're feeling emotional outburst is happening in your family, or there's not or there's a lack of love, then what oils can be used on a very different levels. So there are different layers that on a psychological level and on an emotional level, how we can work them in our benefit. Like suppose you feel that somebody has said something to you and you're emotionally outbursting, so then you can use a particular oil. Suppose you're feeling like lack of energy in the evening and you're not able to sleep, then you can apply lavender oil in a particular way in your feet, wash it in a particular way, and then use it. It'll help you calm down and have a nice, blissful sleep.
Okay. Very interesting.
So, in my idea, I will repeat what I said about the frequency in the following chapters or following sessions, because if you understand on a very simpler terms how simple the science is, how our scriptures well defined it way before thousands of years back, that is all being tested now in very subtle ways. So how we can use this benefit of aroma and the nature's blessings in ways that could benefit us emotionally, physically, and psychologically.
I want to ask you, do you know the benefit of basil oil?
Yes.
How does it?
Okay, so all oils will have some kind of benefits. When I would cover a chapter, there'll be some oil which will be on almost all the chapters. There'll be some oil which is specific to a particular chapters. So if you are looking at calming your own mind or have agitation, then a basil oil would work very well. But there are very subtle ways of how you handle it. So there are some oils. That's what I said, that some oils would work almost on everything. There are certain oils which have very specific usage. Like when we use a frankincense or a clove oil, or we use a sandalwood oil, they have certain benefits which are very highly precise and very powerful. But before using them, you need to be in a particular understanding of how it is to be used.
So the basil oil really just calms you down.
Like I'll give you a very simple thing. When you do when you brush your teeth in the morning, what is the reason you feel refreshed?
Is it the clove oil in the toothpaste?
Is the mint? Is the
Oh,
peppermint?
mint.
Yeah. So you are feeling cooler, you're feeling fresher because of that smell. It makes you think that you are fresh, no matter how good the toothpaste worked, no matter did it work, did it even clean, did you even brush very well, but it just gives you that feeling of coolness and freshness because you relate that flavor to freshness. So same thing, basil also used in food. Basil oil used in terms of essential oil has certain specific benefits. Like rosemary. So they all have certain benefits that can be benefited in different ways that we want to. Like consuming fresh basil in your food is equivalent to applying a basil oil. Rather, fresh basil is far more beneficial than a basil oil.
Yes.
So are you understanding what I'm trying to relate in very simple terms?
Yes.
In very subtle ways, if you use the understanding on a daily basis, we can just benefit by just adopting it in our daily lives, in things that we eat, that we are in contact with or consume.
Thank you, Manish ji. I'm sure we have a bundle of questions and discussion to continue, but we'll continue next week. So as different oils, smells, how we use it, how much to use it, that is still yet to follow in another 6 weeks. So let's take our conversation next. And if you have questions, concerns, anything you want to share, we have a WhatsApp group. Please feel free to write there. So when Manish ji comes next week, he will collect all it and address it. And then when it's in the schedule for our program. So thank you very much, Manish ji. I know we have taken more than expected time of yours, but I appreciate how patiently and how, just very simply you have explained this beautiful concept, and we really admire your great knowledge and practice. So thank you again very much for your time.
Have a nice
Sorry,
day.
can I just ask one question? I missed about 25 minutes in between as I had a doctor's appointment. Are you going to send a recording?
Yes, and Raji will share the recording just on our group. I'm sure Panaji will make sure it's handy and ready. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Panaji.
Okay.
Thank you, Manish ji.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Manish.
much, Manish. Thank you. Really appreciate the session.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Not forgetting to join in for Tai Chi on Thursday. Thank you. And see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was so informative. Very, very well done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you all.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Nehaji.
Thank you. Thank you, Nehaji.